Hello. Well, you've heard of Julius Caesar and the great Napoleon too, and how the Cork militia beat the Turks at water somewhere or other. What I account tonight measures up to those good folk, and even Fionn Mac Cumhaill himself tell you true life can be stranger than fiction. So let's begin. Fionn couple of bliain. It was just a few years ago. In our own time, this whole adventure happened. Tell you, it started out a great day. It was the best day of their lives. Very exciting day that they would never forget. However, it became the worst day of their lives, verging on their last days. But even worse days were to come, and then what? Where? How would they ever? The 12 boys between 11 and 16 and their 25-year-old coach. It was Saturday, 23rd of June, 2018, the day that Pepper at night, Somali turned 17. Ah, yes, 17, when you like to get free. His family had prepared a bright yellow SpongeBob SquarePants birthday cake and a whole lot of other things for him in his village. But Knight wasn't rushing home that day. He was out with his pals, the other members of the local football team called the Wild Boars, and their assistant coach, Aki. When the football practice ended, they raced through the rice paddies in their bicycles and up to the forested hills that lately had been a wee bit of rain in it. Their destination, the Thamlang Cave, a favourite haunt for them, who loved exploring nooks and crannies of the mountain range towering over Mhaol. So they went into the bowels of the earth, into the Thamlang Nan Cave in Chiang Rai province, Thailand, the great cave of the sleeping lady. So far, it was one of the best days of their lives. But then it evolved into the worst day of their lives, and even worse days were to follow. Monsoon season had started early and they didn't realise it. They were inside, so it was only when a voice cried, "What's that noise?" that they stopped and realised that it was the sound of lapping water, rising water. Thus began their nightmare, and for 9 days the world held its breath. They were found after 9 days, but the rescuers, they had steeled themselves because they could not be sure that they would find them alive. They were afraid they might be bringing out dead bodies. Indeed, they were alive. And how were they alive? Their coach, he had been a Buddhist monk. And as Paul Laurence Dunbar over 100 years ago said, "Let the rain come down in torrents, let the threatening heavens frown. Keep a plugging away." And that is surely what they did. Oh, outside efforts to locate the group were hampered by rising water levels and strong currents, and no contact could be made for more than a week. Eventually, on the 2nd of July, 2 British divers found the group alive on an elevated rock about 4 kilometres from this cave mouth. Oh boy. Between the 8th and 10th of July, all 12 of the boys and their coach were rescued from the cave. The rescue effort involved over 10,000 people, rescue teams from all different countries, police officers, soldiers, volunteers, and 10 police helicopters, 7 ambulances, more than 700 diving cylinders, and the pumping of more than 1 billion litres of water from the caves. Sadly, Salman Gunn, a 37-year-old Thai Navy SEAL, died on 6th of July during the rescue. And another Thai Navy SEAL, Burra Packer, died a year later of a blood infection contracted during the rescue. The good part remains that the 12 boys and their coach were all brought out alive by an international team. And let me just tell you some more facts that fascinated me. Who would be brought out first? The youngest, the oldest, the strongest, the weakest? Consider the risk involved. First would test the system. They all might not get out because if the monsoon got worse, they couldn't rescue the rest of them. One or more could have a deadly infection. Anyway, it was decided in discussion with the boys that it would go by distance home, so that the one living furthest away went first, on the basis that he would have further to cycle home, so he could be near home when the others got home. Of course, in the event, none of them were fit to walk, let alone cycle, and of course they were all taken to hospital isolation when they came out. And of course, questions arose afterwards about charging Aki with negligence. But surely the parents rose and said no and praised him, how he had cared for and helped the boys survive. Prime Minister Fionn Mac Cumhaill said that the emphasis should be on the rescue and recovery of the team, and he asked the public to avoid a rush to judgment. Another thing, the assistant coach and 3 of the boys had no nationality. They are from tribes in an area that extends across Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, and China. The region has no clear borders, and people are not assigned passports. Their statelessness included the boys having problems traveling to play matches outside of Chiang Rai. Subsequently, the 3 boys and the coach obtained their citizenship. So what a disaster, what a rescue, what an experience. What a glorious end and a marvelous demonstration of what can be achieved when people work together.